A very lovely hello to all my 10 champion kids. How are you all? I'm hoping you all are fit, fine, healthy, and you all are doing great in your lives and especially in your studies because your board examination is around the corner. So, I welcome you all on your favorite channel, Deeksha Vedantu, where we are providing complete academic solution to you all. So, my dear lovely kids, without wasting a moment, as you all can see on the screen, in today's video, we are going to talk about very important chapter, coordinate geometry, which generally carries 6 marks out of 80 in your board examination. So this chapter is very important because each and every marks in board examination has its own value, right? So 6 marks is very important for you. So just watch this video because I am going to make your coordinate geometry very easy, comfortable and fun-filled for you all. So watch this video till end and ensure your 6 marks of your board examination. So without wasting a moment, let's begin. So coordinate geometry, generally I've already told you the structure of coordinate geometry, the weightage of coordinate geometry. Look, this is 6 marks. It carries 6 marks. So 6 marks matters a lot because each number, each marks in board examination has its own value, right? So 6 marks is very important. So just go through the video, watch this video till the end and just ensure, make your 6 marks confirm, right? So let's begin the coordinate geometry. Okay, so my dear 10th kids, first, you must be knowing the basics about Cartesian coordinate system. You might already heard about the term coordinate system, Cartesian system in your 9th class, right? So what is the Cartesian coordinate system, my dear lovely kids? So the foundation of coordinate geometry is the Cartesian system. Basically, the coordinate geometry term, the term coordinate geometry basically comes in Cartesian system. Now, you might be thinking, the question might be arising, ki what is Cartesian system? We have understood coordinate geometry comes in Cartesian system. So what is the new term Cartesian system? What is the Cartesian system? So basically, my dear lovely kids, Cartesian system is the combination of two lines, two straight lines, right? One in horizontal form and other is, vertical form. The horizontal form, the horizontal straight line is called x-axis, which is generally in Cartesian system known as abscissa. And there is another line which comes in vertical form, right? So vertical line is called y-axis, and in Cartesian system this y-axis is also called ordinate. So the another name of x-axis is abscissa and the second name of y-axis is ordinate. So the axis is having two names. X-axis you can call that abscissa as well, and y-axis you can call that ordinate as well. Okay, so x-axis is horizontal line, right? And the y-axis is vertical line. And the combination of these two, the combination when we draw this and this. So this is basically x-axis and this is y-axis. And the combination of this, they must be perpendicular to each other. Make sure they must be perpendicular to each other. Then only we can call that Cartesian system. So when we draw any vertical line which is called y-axis and a horizontal line which is called x-axis, and they must be perpendicular to each other, right? So this system is called Cartesian system. And if we represent any point on this Cartesian system, this is called coordinate. So we'll be discussing later on about coordinate, and we'll be talk about so many things in coordinate geometry. Like the question frequently comes up from this chapter. I've already told you 6 marks. The oral question of 6 marks comes from this chapter. Okay, so there are so many concept, distance formula, section formula we'll be discussing in this video. Okay, so abscissa is called x-axis, right? And ordinate, the other name of y-axis is ordinate. Make sure, just keep it in mind, please. These axes intersect at the origin. This point where these two lines intersect each other, this is called origin, my lovely kids. This is called origin. The point of intersection of these two lines, the point where x-axis and y-axis intersects is called origin, right? These axes intersect at the origin which has coordinates 0, 0. This point is having coordinates 0, 0. See, whenever we represent any coordinate, both the points must be in the bracket, and the first point is of x-axis. This is the point of x-axis and this is the point of y-axis basically, right? So the origin has coordinates of 0, 0, because x-axis start from here in this positive direction, and x-axis here starts again from here but in negative direction, and similarly y-axis starts in this direction, positive form, and y-axis in downward direction starts from origin. So if all the points are starting from here, this point, so then it must be 0, and that is the reason why origin had coordinate equals to 0, 0. Okay, any point P in the plane is uniquely identified by an ordered pair P x, y. If I have already told you, if you are representing any point, like this is 1 here, 1, 2, 3, the right side of x-axis, the right part of x-axis from the origin is positive, and the left part of the origin on the y-axis is generally remain in negative form. Similarly, this is positive y-axis, right, and this is negative y-axis. Right, I am writing here the points 1, 2, 3, and here -1, -2, -3, right, and I am showing a point here. So what will be the coordinate of this point? So if I draw a line here in this form, dotted form, so at this point P, x is having coordinate 2 and y is having coordinate 2. So we can represent the coordinates in this form. We are showing that point as P, and the coordinate of x is 2 and the coordinate of y is 2 again. So we can represent this point in this form, P 2, 2, right? And if you are representing similarly here, so at this point, I'm calling this point Q. We can call the position of point, either we can call that A, B, C, D, whatever, right? So I'm calling it Q. So at Q, what is x coordinate? So on drawing a line, we are getting x as 2, and drawing a dotted line here from y-axis, distance from y-axis, we are getting -3 on y-axis. So the coordinate of Q will be 2, -3. Make sure whenever you are writing the coordinates under bracket, right, the first position will be of x and the second position will be of y. Please keep it in mind, my dear lovely kids, right? So here the Q coordinates has 2 points. The coordinate of x is 2 and the coordinate of y is -3. So we cannot show this point like -3, 2. No, this will be wrong, because always make sure to write x coordinate, always. This is the rule of Cartesian system, right? This is the rule of Cartesian system. So whenever we show any point, like I'm showing R is a point on a Cartesian system, and the coordinates of R is x is having 5 and y coordinate is -4. So how we can show the coordinate of R? 5, -4. This will be correct. If any one of you is writing this coordinate as -4, 5, means you are writing y coordinate first and x coordinate then. This will be wrong. This is right. So my dear lovely kids, in Cartesian system, just keep it in mind, whenever you are representing any coordinate on any Cartesian system, then make sure to write x coordinate first under bracket, then y coordinate. Okay, so these are the basics. You have already studied about these things in your previous class. Okay, let's begin to the level of 10th standard. So in 10th standard, in coordinate geometry, the important, very important first formula comes distance formula, and so many questions the board has already been asked in your examination, and I'm going to solve so many questions. I bring here a lot of questions, your competency level, your previous year board question and everything. Just watch the video. I am going to give you complete clarity of coordinate geometry, my dear lovely kids. This is my promise to you, everyone. Okay, so let's talk about distance formula. As you can see, the term distance is there. Distance means the distance, simple, the distance between 2 points, the distance between 2 positions, the distance from one building to another building. But here we are talking about Cartesian system, coordinate geometry, means there will be x-axis, y-axis, and there might so many points on the Cartesian system. So we are going to calculate the distance between 2 points, and that is called distance formula. So we'll be having a formula, a very special formula. You all can see here in this yellow color. This formula, this is very important formula, very powerful formula. I'm making here 5 stars. So this is your very first formula in coordinate geometry. Please keep it in mind. Kindly remember it, my dear lovely kids. It will help you a lot, because most probably 80 or 90% you are going to get a question based on this formula in your boards. So please keep it in mind. If you haven't memorized the formula, you will not be able to do the numerical. Then you say, sir, I'm not able to do the questions. My dear lovely kids, first memorize the formula. Once you will memorize the formula, you have formula, then you can proceed any numerical, any question in coordinate geometry based on distance formula. So first step is just memorize it first. So this formula calculates the length of the line segment connecting 2 points. Let's complete this system. Segment connecting 2 points on the Cartesian plane. On the Cartesian plane. Yes, I can complete it. Because the distance between 2 points comes at anywhere. But here in this chapter, we are talking about Cartesian plane. Right? So if there are 2 points present on Cartesian plane, so what will be the distance between 2 points? Those 2 points. So using this formula, you can comfortably find the distance. So I'm giving one example here. Then we'll do questions based on competency and everything rest. So I'm giving you the basic example here. Let's say this is a Cartesian plane here. This is your x-axis, my dear lovely kids. This is your y-axis. There is a point A. Let's say 2, 3 is here, and there is a point B here. And it has coordinate, as you can see here. This is first coordinate, this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant. So in third quadrant, the x will be negative form, x coordinate will be in negative form, and y coordinate both will be in negative form, because this is negative part of x-axis and this is the negative part of y-axis. So let's say assume B has coordinate this -2, -4. I want to calculate the distance between these points. Let's say A is here and B. I want to calculate this distance here. What will be the distance between the coordinates between the points A and B? So to find such distance, we generally use distance formula. Right? So I'm giving you a trick, short trick. First, please write this formula, learn this formula, under root x2 minus x1 then whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Please, I am writing again this formula. AB equals to, see, for example, I am assuming both the points are AB. If the points are, the points might be P and Q. So instead of writing AB, you can write PQ. So it can be in any form. Doesn't matter. AB is not fixed. It will depend on the information of question. If the points are P and Q, so instead of writing AB, you can directly write PQ, RS, ST, whatever. So it can be in any form, right? Just the important thing is this formula, right? So under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now you might be thinking, sir, we have learned the formula, we have memorized this formula. Now how to use this formula here? So I'm going to give you a trick here. My dear lovely kids, if you are calling this line segment, this line AB, you are calculating AB here. So this is my own trick. I'm giving you a way how you can proceed, how you can apply the distance formula. So if you are finding AB, I'm writing A first and B then. So whatever the point you are writing after A, the point which is at second position, mark the coordinates of that x2, y2. And the point you are writing first, like A is having first position, then mark the position of that coordinate x1, y1. This is a way how I used to do the equation of distance formula. If I'm calling this AB, some of you can also call it BA. Yes, we can also call it BA. So if you are calling this line joining A and B as BA, so which coordinate will be x2, y2? Then now A will be x2, y2 because A is coming after B here. And B is having first position, so B will be x1, y1. This is the way how you can proceed. So I am calling AB here. So AB, B is coming after A, so I am calling B as x2, y2. So what is the formula? x2 minus x1. So this is x2 minus 2 minus this x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is minus 4 minus y1 minus 3, then whole square. What will be the result, my dear lovely kids? Minus 2 minus 2. Minus 2 minus 2 will be minus 4. And the square of minus 4 will be positive 16. Minus 4 minus 3, that will be minus 7. And the square of minus 7 will be 49. Right? So what we are getting here? We are getting here 565. So under root 65 unit. See, we are calculating here distance. So my dear lovely kids, somewhere I saw so many students confused and they used to write centimeter and meter here. See, we are dealing with Cartesian system. So centimeter and meter is not applied here. So if you are calculating the distance, so the answer will consist the term unit here. So make sure unit. If we will be calculating the area of triangle, so there will be unit square, because in general the area comes whenever the dimension in meters, so area comes in meter square, centimeter square, So if we are finding here distance on Cartesian plane, so the unit will be unit, right? And same if you are finding if there is a triangle on Cartesian system, let's say this is an example, there is a triangle and you are finding the area of this triangle, so answer will be unit square. Okay, so no centimeter, no meter will be there, make sure to write unit here. So under root 65 unit is the answer. Now some of you might be thinking, so can we proceed this question like BA? So let's solve this question by calling this line as BA. So which coordinate is coming after B? A coordinate. So we can call this as x2, y2. So what we can do? 2 minus, because this will be x2 now, because I'm calling it ABA. So 2 minus 2. So 2 minus 2 will be plus 2. 2 plus 2, 4 square. Then 3 minus 4. So that will be 3 plus 4 square. So similarly, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 square, 16. 4 plus 3, 7, 7 square, 49. And this is under root 65 unit answer. Look at the result. Both the results are same. So either you can call any line BA, AB if there are 2 points P and Q, and we are calling this line as PQ. Not mandatory, not fixed. You can call this line QP as well. It is not fixed. P comes before Q, that's why I'm calling this PQ. No, doesn't mean. This is a pen here. Look at the pen. And you are finding the distance, length of this pen from here to here or here to here. Doesn't mean, see, the result will be same. It doesn't matter where from you are starting. What is your initial point? What is your final point? Doesn't matter. You can find either from here to here, or you can find the length of this pen from here to here. Right? So either you can call it PQ or you can call QP. Both statements are same. But make sure the points which comes after first point, this will be x2, y2, and the first will be x1, y1. Hope you have understood. I hope you have understood, my dear lovely kids. So let's move to the questions. Let's do few questions so that your confidence can build up and you can clear your concept of distance formula well, right? So I'm giving you a few competency based questions. So this is very easy question, and I thought the first 2-3 questions should be easy for your building your confidence in distance formula. That's why I'm giving you very easy question. But this question has already been asked in board examination. So this is competency based question. So let's do. So find the distance between A and B. So my dear lovely kids, there are 2 points A and B. And A has coordinate 10 cos theta, 0, and B has coordinates 0, 10 sin theta. So just let me know if A and B both are joining with each other, so there will be a line. So we can call that line AB or BA. Will the answers be different in both the cases if we calculate AB or BA? We are calculating the distance. So either we calculate distance from B to A or A to B, the result will remain same. No impact on result. Let me solve this question and look at the magic. I'm calling this line as AB. I'm starting from A to B. So my dear lovely kids, I'm writing A first and then B. So if B comes after A, B is having second position. So the coordinate of B will be x2, y2. It has to be clear to everyone. Just keep it in mind. The point which is you're writing after first point, the point which is on second position, please kindly call the coordinates of that position x2, y2. And which is at first position, call that x1, y1. Let's say I'm calling this first situation. So this is the first situation scenario. Hope you have understood. So what will be the result here? Let me write a bit below because I need some space here. So finding AB here. So under root. So which is x2, y2, b. So x2 0. 0 minus 10 cos theta square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is 10 sin theta. 10 sin theta minus 0 whole square. Right? What we are getting the result here? AB equals to, okay, 0 minus 10 theta, that will be minus 10 theta. And you are squaring minus 10 cos theta. You are squaring minus 10 cos theta. So a square of minus value will be positive form. So that will be 100 cos square theta. And the negative will convert in positive because we are squaring here. 10 sin theta minus 0 will remain 10 sin theta under bracket, and we are squaring 10 sin theta. So that will be 100 sin square theta. Okay, now AB. So can we take common here 100? So this is cos square theta plus sin square theta. So AB equals to 100. The root of 100 will be 10 here. Okay, and we are getting cos square theta plus sin square. So my dear lovely kids, if you have already gone through my video of trigonometry, if you want to go through the trigonometry session, just go through the video on Deeksha Vedantu channel. You will get the trigonometry video, and I have already given the clear and concept theory of trigonometry in that video. So this is cos square theta plus sin square theta. This is an identity, trigonometric identity, right? So cos square sin square theta, that is equals to 1. So under root 1 will be 1 here. So we are getting 10, and we can call this unit. So this is the distance here. I hope you have understood. So was it tough question? Was it tough question? No. Now solve this question calling this line as BA here. So should I solve here? Okay. So B, I'm calling this as BA. The result will remain same. No impact on result. So I'm calling BA. So which is at first position, B is at first position. So now this will be x1, y1. And which is at second position, A. So this will be x2, y2. This is your second situation. I'm finding the distance again using, this was your first situation. I mentioned here, this is for first, this is for second here. So BA, and A is this 10 cos, this x2 y by 2. So what will be the bracket here? 10 cos theta minus 0 plus 0 minus 10 sin theta, then whole square. Right? Rest is mathematics. So my dear lovely student, 10 cos theta minus 0 will be 10 cos theta, and the square of 10 cos theta will be 100 cos square theta. And here we are getting minus 0 minus 10 sin theta. So 0 minus 10 sin theta will be minus 10 sin theta, and squaring of that will become positive form. So no impact on result, because see, if we are here 0, we are doing 0 minus 10 cos theta. So minus 10 cos theta is getting here. The square of minus 10 cos theta will be 100 cos square theta, and similarly we are getting that. Due to the square position here, due to the square format here, the result will come every time same. See, if you are squaring 4, you will get 16, and if you square minus 4, again you are getting 16. So distance formula gives same result. Either you can call any line joining 2 points PQ as QP, doesn't matter, the result will remain same. So look, can we take here 100 common, under root, this will be cos square theta plus sin square theta, right? So under root 100 will be 10, and this is of trigonometric identity, and which is equals to 1. So we are getting 10 here, 10 unit. So BA is equals to 10 units, right? BA is equals to 10 unit and AB is 10 unit. Both are same, right? So let's move to the next question. Prove that the points 3, 0, 6, 4 and minus 1, 3 are the vertices of a right-angled isosceles triangle. So there is nothing new here. This question is fully based on distance formula, completely based on distance formula. You just need to go through the question very carefully what exactly the question is saying, right? The question is saying there are 3 coordinates and we have to check whether these coordinates are the vertices of right-angled isosceles triangle. So do you know a right-angled triangle first? I'm not asking about isosceles. Let it discuss later. Just let me know first what is called right-angled triangle. So you all must be knowing the right-angled triangle is called any triangle which is having an angle equals to 90 degree. The position of 90 degree doesn't matter, this 90 degree at anywhere. If I'm drawing this triangle this way, this is also a right angle triangle, or this. This is also right angle triangle, right? So the triangle which is having at least one angle equals to 90 degree is called right angle triangle. And there is another term here, isosceles. Isosceles means the triangle which is having any 2 sides. You know isosceles triangle, everyone? A triangle having any 2 sides equal to each other. Anywhere, if you are finding in any triangle 2 sides are equal to each other, whatever the position, if 2 sides are equal to each other, then it is clear that they always be adjacent to each other, because we are talking about triangle, right? So a triangle having any 2 sides equal to each other is called isosceles. And right angle, a triangle is having 90 degree, right? So if I'm drawing this triangle here, these two, this side cannot be equal to each other, because the hypotenuse is the longest side of any triangle. So in these 2 sides, no any side can be equal to hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is king. So if these 2 sides are equal to each other and there is a 90 degree, so this triangle is basically called right angle. This is giving the concept of right angle. This angle is equal to 90 degree, and these 2 sides, base and perpendicular to equal to each other, and this is given isosceles triangle. So we have to prove this. We have to not to prove, we have to just calculate the distance formula of these sides. So let's assume this is the coordinate A. Call these points as coordinates. So let A, I'm calling first coordinate as A, 3, 0, second coordinate B, 6, 4, and the third coordinate C as minus 1, 3. What we need to do here? Just find out the distance. Let's assume these are the sides, these are the corner vertices of right angle triangle. So we have to calculate the distance AB. We need to find the distance BC, and we have to find the distance AC, and then compare. If any two sides are equal to each other and the Pythagoras theorem is valid in this situation, then only we can call these three vertices are the vertices of any right angle triangle, isosceles triangle. Getting my point? So we have to find out the distance first, and then we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem here to clarify the right angle concept. Okay, so let's find out the distance here first. So what will be the distance AB here, my dear lovely kids? AB. So AB will be under root, I'm calling AB. So B will be x2, y2. So 6 minus 3 whole square plus 4 minus 0 whole square equal to 6 minus 3 will be 3, 3 square 9 plus 4 minus 0 will be 4, 4 square 16. So we are getting under root 25, or under root 25 is indicating 5. We can call unit here. Now BC. BC. So BC, C is coming after B, so C will be second position. So minus 1. No need to worry about calculation. If your maths is good, if your calculation is correct, you will get the answer accurately. So try to apply basic mathematics very clear. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, square and everything especially in this chapter here. Because these questions checks your ability of calculation, how your calculation is stronger. Okay, so BC minus 1 minus 6 x2 minus plus 3 minus 4 whole square. Now what we are getting here? Minus 1 minus 6, that will be minus 7. Minus 7, the square of minus 7 will be 49. Plus 3 minus 4 will be minus 1, and the square of minus 1 will be positive 1. So what we are getting here? We are getting under root 50. Right? No need to open this square, just keep it as it is. Okay, now one more distance is possible here, AC. AC. So AC, C is having second position. So minus 1 minus 3 whole square plus 3 minus 0 whole square. Okay, and this will be minus 3 minus 1 minus 4. Minus 4 square 16, 3 minus 0, that will be 9. And this is under root this. Wow, one thing is clear here. We are getting AB and AC both are equal to each other, 5 by 5. So this is clear. The triangle is isosceles because two sides are equal to each other. Here we can call, here AB is equals to AC. So the vertices of an isosceles triangle. This is clear. This is confirmed. Isosceles triangle. Right. Now we need to check the condition for right angle. So as you can see here, if we square AB, so 5 square and we are getting 25. Now if we square BC, and that is root 50 square, and the square of root 50 we are getting 50 here. Now if we square AC here, AC is again 5, and the square of 5 is we are getting 50. So you can see here the square of the sum of AB and AC, the square sum of AB and AC is giving the result equals to BC square. Here we can conclude AC square is equals to AB square plus AC square plus here, sorry, BC, here BC square is equals to AB square plus AC square, right? Because you can see here this is 50 here, this 50 and this is 25, 25 plus 25, so 50 equals to 50, right? Hence it proves It proves that the triangle is a right angled isosceles triangle. This is the beauty of this question. I hope you have understood. So what we have done in this question, first we calculated the distance by using the distance formula, and to clarify, to confirm the right angle condition, we have applied Pythagoras. This is the Pythagoras theorem, right? The reverse of Pythagoras, right? So let's move to the next question. Find the value of k if the point P 0, 2 is equidistant from. So my dear lovely kids, one thing is to be clear here, that such question in boards, such question is frequently coming, right? The board is asking frequently the question which based on this concept, equidistance. Okay, so let's do this question. Find the value of k if the point P is equidistant. So you are getting here the concept equidistance. It is made up of equal distance, and combining these two words, equal distance, we can call this equidistant. This is equal distance, and just in general we can call that equidistant, right? So there is a point P having coordinates 0, 2, and this point is at equal distance from these 2 points. So we can draw this situation like this. There is a point P, and this point P is equidistance from this point. Let's say call this point as A, and there is another point here B, call this B. If nothing is there, we can call anything. A is either you can call A, P, Q, whatever, R, S. So there is a point P and there is another point AB. So this point is equidistance, means these 2 points are equal to each other. P is at equal distance from A and B. So what we can do here, if these two PA and PB are equal to each other, so what we can do here, just find out the distance first. So PA, what will be the PA, my dear lovely kids? PA will be under root. So 3 minus 0. Why I am taking 3 first? Why I am taking 3 first? Because A is at second position. So whatever the point is at second position, their coordinate will come first. This is the trick. If you are writing A at second position, their coordinate will take first position inside the bracket. This is the trick, right? So 3 minus 0 whole square plus k minus 2 whole square. This is the distance. Just keep it as it is, or you can open the bracket if you want. 3 minus 0 will be 9 square plus this is, keep this bracket as it is. Call this equation 1. Similarly, now find PB here. PB. So B is getting second position, so its coordinate will come first. So k minus 0 whole square plus 5 minus 2 whole square. 5 minus 2 whole square. So PB is k square plus 5 minus 2 is equals to 3, and the square of 3 is 9. Call it equation number 2 here. Now according to question, this point is at equidistant. So means PA and PB is equal to each other. So according to question AQ, so according to question, PA is equals to PB. So what is PA here? Under root 9 plus, don't see, my dear lovely kids, don't follow any shortcut. Whatever is the real procedure, the true procedure, just follow that procedure, because answer sheet examiner, evaluator is go to just look at your result, look at your procedure, and because this question will carry 3 marks, 2 marks. and the marking is of step marking generally in mathematics. So you need to you follow the steps accurately, right? Don't skip any point. So PB is what? PB is under root k square plus 9, right? So both the sides you can see under bracket. So to remove the bracket we can square both sides. So squaring both sides, if you want to write here you can write also squaring both sides. So squaring both sides will eliminate the root. Okay, so root has been removed. So 9 and a minus b whole square will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. So that will be minus 4k. A square plus b square minus 2ab, and this is k square plus 9, so it will remain as it is. Here is k square cancelled, both the k square cancelled, and 9 are also same at both sides. They have also cancelled. We can shift minus 4k here this side, so the minus will be positive 4k. So we are getting k as here 4 by 4, which is equals to 1. So the answer is 1. What the question was asking? Okay, to find the value of k. So the answer is 1. I hope you have understood. So was this question challenging? Nothing. You need to go through the language first. What question is asking? What is the meaning of equidistance, right? So let's move to the next question. Oh wow, this question is basically from your competency book. I hope you all is having your competency book, blue color mathematics book. So just solve the question from competency book, Deeksha Competency, very good book beta. So Deeksha Competency, page number 42. This question is in that book. Okay, so I have just taken this question from that book because you should have clarity on the question based on assertion and reason, because in this year board examination is dominantly based on objective type questions. So there will be so many number of question of objective type, assertion based reason, case study and all. So you have to be very prepared for all those questions. Okay, so look at the question. So you all know assertion and reason, there are 4 options A, B, C and D. You have to choose any one in these. So look at the assertion first. So the assertion is the distance between the points A. This is tan theta, my dear lovely kids. Don't think this is tan 0. This is tan theta. And again here is tan theta. Okay, so the distance between the points A, tan theta comma 0, and B, 1 comma under root. This is whole under root. This is under root 2 tan theta is 2 units. Okay, so assertion is saying there are 2 points A and B, and what assertion is saying, the distance between these 2 points is equals to 2 units. Let's check it first. And the region is the distance between 2 points A, x1 y1 and b x2 y2 is given by x2 minus x1 here, y2 minus. This is absolutely correct. You all can see, yeah, we have already discussed. This is the distance formula, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is a distance formula, so there is no difference. There is nothing different here. Both the formula is same. So distance formula is absolutely correct. So reason is correct, right? Reason is correct. Look at the assertion. Let's solve it. So according to assertion here, the coordinate of A is, what is A coordinate? Tan theta, comma 0, and B is here. What is B coordinate? 1 comma under root 2 tan theta. So there are 2 points. Let's find the distance AB here. AB. So AB, so we are taking B at second position, so 1 minus tan theta whole square plus under root tan theta minus 0 whole square. So AB will be, this is A minus B whole square, so 1 square plus B square plus 2 tan theta. Sorry, minus 2 tan theta. I have just applied identity, algebraic identity, A minus B whole square. and that is equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab, simple. And this is under root 2 tan theta minus 0. So under root 2 tan theta minus 0 will be similar to under root 2 tan theta just as it is, and under root 2 tan theta squaring that value, you will get only 2 tan theta. So this will be plus 2 tan theta, right, my dear lovely kids? Hope you have understood. Under root 2 tan theta minus 0 is equals to root 2 tan theta, right? And I am squaring under root 2 tan theta. So root will be removed. So 2 tan theta positive, negative cancelled. So AB is equals to 1 plus tan square theta. And I have already requested you, if you don't know the identity, this is trigonometric identity. Just go through my video, my trigonometric video on Deeksha Vedantu channel. You will get the clarity of trigonometry complete. So this is trigonometric identity. So 1 plus tan square theta is equals to sec square theta. Okay. So I think few of the students might not knowing this formula, how I am writing this. So just first go through the trigonometric video, my dear lovely kids, please, because in coordinate geometry, number of questions might be asked in your board examination based on trigonometry. So that chapter is very important, right? So this is sec square theta, under sec square theta is equals to sec theta. Oh, so AB is equals to sec theta, but the distance AB is 2 units. False, false, false. This is true, this is false. So the assertion is false, but the reason is true. D is the correct option. I hope you have understood. Just look at the solution. This cannot be, because both A and R are true. No, both are not true. Both A are, so this, even we cannot go through these options, because in these two options both are true. But it is clear that this is absolutely clear. AB is not equal to 2 units. AB is equal to 2 sec theta. So we cannot go through these two options, because in these two options, both A and R are appearing true, but A and R are not true here. So next question. Find the point on the x-axis which is equidistant. Again equidistance is here. I hope you have understood the term of equidistant now. Equidistant comes from equal distance, right? So there is a point on the x-axis. On the x-axis, just think about, my dear lovely kids, my dear lovely children, think. If there is a point on any axis, any specific axis, like I am standing on y-axis. If I am standing on y-axis, so will there be any x-axis? No x-axis will be there, no x-coordinate will be there, because I am standing on y-axis. So I am standing on y-axis, it implies that x-coordinate will be 0. And similarly, the reverse is also possible. If you are standing on y-axis, on x-axis, then y-coordinate will be 0. See, this is a Cartesian plane, and you are standing here on y-axis. You are standing on here. You are standing at here, this on x-axis. So y is neither this side nor this side, right? So y is neither this side nor this side. It represents that y is not having any point, not any coordinate. Y is 0, because at this point y is equals to origin. So just keep it in mind. I am writing 2 points here. If anywhere in any equation in coordinate geometry you are getting on x-axis, just write down it in your copy. On x-axis means y coordinate will be 0. Will be 0. Please keep it in mind, my dear lovely kids. Y will be 0. Right? And if you show somewhere on y-axis, if in any question this term is coming, this term is appearing, there is a point on y-axis. On y-axis implies that the x-coordinate will be 0. Hope you have understood. Just keep it in mind, my dear lovely kids. These 2 points are very, very important. If somewhere on x-axis term is appearing, means y coordinate 0. If you are at on y-axis or any point is on y-axis, means x coordinate will be 0. What this question is saying? Find the point on the x-axis. Look, on the x-axis. This means that y will be 0. This is clear. No need to think more. If there is a point on y-axis, it is clear y will be 0. If there is a point on y-axis, x will be 0. Is it clear? Is it clear? So please write on it. So let's solve this question. So my dear lovely kids, so what we need to do here, find the point on x-axis. So if there is a point on x-axis, so y will be 0, but there will be some coordinate, some value of x, because there is a point on x-axis. So I don't know the x value, so we can call that x value as x. So let the point on the x-axis be I am calling that point as P. So what will be x comma 0? I am writing y position is 0 because that point is on x-axis and I have already told you the concept. So what will be the position P? X comma 0. So there will be some x, but the y will be 0, right? And this point, that point is equidistant from this and this. So this point is equidistant from 2 comma minus 5 and this minus 2 comma 9. We can call it A and we can call it B. And according to question, PA and PB both are equal to each other. So we can write PA. So find PA first. So PA will be 2 minus x whole square plus minus 5 comma 0 whole square. PB will be minus 2 minus x minus 2 minus x whole square. My dear lovely kids, are you observing one thing very special here? If I am writing PB, then I am taking the coordinate of B first in bracket, either in x bracket or in y bracket. If I am writing B here, I am taking the coordinates of B first in x bracket and in y bracket. So this is a very special thing. Okay, so just modify it. 2 minus x whole square minus 5, we are getting minus 5, only minus 5 in bracket, and the square of minus 5 is equals to 25. Similarly here, this will be minus 2 minus x whole square plus 9 minus 0 square is equal to 81. This is first and call it second. Now according to question, this PA and PB both are equal to each other. So now PA equals to PB. So what we need to do? Under root 2 minus x whole square plus 25 equals to under root minus 2 minus whole square plus 81. So I need some space here. So I am using this space. So can we square both sides to remove the root? So this will be 2 minus x whole square plus 25 and this will be minus 2 minus x whole square plus 81. So 2 minus x whole square will be 2 square a square plus b square minus 2ab. So that will be minus 4x. Minus 4x. A square plus b square minus 2ab, right? And this is 25 here. Now this is, see my dear lovely kids, somewhere student in such this kind of situation troubles student a lot. You are squaring minus 2 minus x. No need to worry, just consider it's normal. Minus 2 is here. Just consider it A. Consider it A. Assume it A. a minus b whole square. So what is a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. This is algebraic identity. So you need to put a as minus 2 square plus b is what? X square minus 2, a is what? Minus 2 and b is what? X. This is the way. So this will be 2 square 4 plus x square and minus minus, this will be positive. Right? Okay. So this is what? A minus b. A square minus 2 square will be 4 plus b square minus 2ab minus 2ab. A is also negative form and b is in, that is identity negative. So this will be positive plus 4x and then 81. Now what we can do? 4 will cancel 4, x square will cancel x square here, and now we can shift this minus 4x this side and we can carry this 81 here this side. So 25 minus 81 equals to 4x, and bringing this minus 4x this side, this will be in positive form, minus 4x plus 4x. So we are getting here 81 minus 25, we are getting here 5 56 will be there. So we are getting 56 minus 56 will be there, right? So minus 56 equals to 8x, right? So x will be minus 56 divided by 8, cancel. So x is equals to minus 7, answer. So this is not answer, find the point. So what we have assumed, this is the point px comma 0, right? So the point will be, x comma 0 minus 7 comma 0, answer, right? So this is the way how we can solve this type of question. I hope you have understood. I hope none of you is still confused. If you are having still confusion in this kind of question, just let me know. Okay, now the next question, question number 6. As you can see in bracket here, my dear lovely kids, simple paper question. Simple question paper 25-26. CBSE has released a simple question paper for the board student of the year 2025. Right? So from that simple question paper, I have just bring a question for you. The shortest distance in units of the point 2, 3 from y-axis. This is a bit tricky question. This is very easy question. Very easy, but a bit tricky. So what we need to do here, just draw x-axis and y-axis and look. And look, my dear lovely kids, here, this is x-axis and this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So my question is, if there is a point 2, 3. So in 2, 3, this is representing x position and the 3 is representing y position. It is obviously clear. So x2 comes here like 1, 2. I'm calling this 1, this is 2. And we need 3 on y-axis up to 3. So just take 3 coordinates here. 1, 2 and 3. Right? And your coordinate that is given in the equation is 3, 2, 3. So where will be 2, 3? 2, 3 means x coordinate should be 2 and y coordinate should be 3. So the coordinate will be here. This 2, 3. I hope you have understood this situation. But the question is asking, what will be the shortest distance in units of the point from y-axis? See, if this is the point and this is y-axis, so what will be the shortest distance? This distance. Yes. This distance, neither this nor this nor either. In this way, the distance is increasing. So what will be the shortest distance? This will be the shortest. And what is the distance of this from here? From here to here, this is the x coordinate. X coordinate 2 unit. 2 unit. So So the shorter distance of this point from y-axis is 2 units. This is the answer. This question can also be asked in another form. The shorter distance in units of the point 2, 3 from x-axis. So what will be the answer? If I ask you what is the distance, shorter distance of this point from x-axis. So this will be the distance, shortest, and this will be the y coordinate. So the answer will be 3. So I have just told you this question is very easy but a bit tricky. So I hope you have understood. So now the second topic in this coordinate geometry chapter is section formula. Very important formula, section formula. As you can see here, section word is coming. Section, and what section denotes, what section indicates the division, the partition. In school, section divides of class 10th, 12th. There is so many section 1, 2, section A, section B. So basically the division, the partition. But in coordinate geometry, in Cartesian system, what is section? What does it mean by section? I'm just giving you the complete explanation. So whenever a line segment joins 2 points A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2, and a third point P, xy divides the line in a certain ratio, right? We use the section formula to find the coordinates of P. Means there are 2 points A, x1, y1 coordinate, and there is another point B, x2, y2 coordinates. And the line joining these 2 points is divided by another point P. I don't know the coordinate. These coordinates are known to you. You know the coordinates of A and B, and you know the ratio, in which ratio this is dividing. Like I'm supposing this point P is dividing the line segment joining AB in the ratio 2, 3. So what will be the coordinate of this point? So to find this coordinate, we generally use section formula. Like there are 2 points, and there is a line joining of those points, and there is another point comes up and divides that line in certain ratio. So what will be the coordinate of that point which is dividing that line in certain ratio? So to find the coordinate of that point, the third point which is dividing the line in certain ratio, we generally use a section formula, right? So there is a formula. So basically in 10th class you are going to go through only internal division. In higher standard, like in 11th standard first year, you will be studying about straight line chapter, right, in mathematics. So you will be studying over there the section formula again, and the division will be of 2 types, internally and externally. But in 10th standard you will be just studying about internal division. Means there are 2 lines, and the third point which is dividing the line segment is in between these 2 points. There is this point will not be here in this situation, right? So this point will be under these 2 lines. So internal division is there. So we can find the x coordinate, this x coordinate, using this formula m1 x2, m2 x1. m1 is the ratio of this number and m2 is this. I am giving you complete explanation. Let's see here, my dear lovely kids. So let's say there are 2 coordinates A. This is x1, y1, and here B coordinates x2, y2. And the line joining these 2 points is divided. Let's say I'm calling this point P, but I don't know the coordinate of P. I have to find the coordinate of P, x, y. I don't know. But the ratio in which this point is dividing this line is known to you. I'm calling this M1 and this part is M2. Maybe M1 will be 1, M2 will be 2, M1 might be 3, M2 might be 4, whatever. So this will be in the form of a number. So just suppose M1 and M2 so that we can introduce a general formula to find out the coordinates. So what we have to do here, I'm giving a logic. Let's first change the color of pen here. Okay, so to find x, what we need to do, my dear lovely kids, take M1, first take this M1 and take this x2. If you are taking M1, then take x2, counting 1, 2 in the form of counting. So what will be m1 x2? Or there is another trick. If you are taking m1, so don't take x of close, don't take neighboring x, take the x which is far, the friendship from far away, the friend who is living far, a bit far from you. Do the friendship of that value. Don't do the friendship of the close friend, this friend. Okay, so take x2, do the friendship from the friend who is living far from you. So m1 x2, then use the sign of plus. Now the turn of m2. m1 is completed. Now m2. If you are taking m2, do the friendship from the friend who is living far from you. So if you are taking m2, so x1 will be there. So m2 into x1. And in denominator form, what will be the sum of the ratio m1 plus m2. This is the trick. Similar rule is applied to find the y coordinate. If you are finding the y coordinate, what we need to do? Just take m1, but do the friendship from the friend who is living far. So m1 y2 plus, now m2. For m2, what we have to take? m1. So m2 into y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the formula, and this is called section formula. I hope you have understood. This is called section formula. Look, m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. For y coordinate, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Right? Just keep it in mind. Just write down the formula in your copy, and let's do few questions based on section formula. And I'm just see, complete, this is confirmed, and this is sure that the question will come. See, 6 marks question is coming this year in your board exam. So be ready for that. The question might be based on assertion, reason, objective, or case-based study. So let's do few questions. So question number 1 is, if the point P, k, 0 divides the line segment joining this point in the ratio. See, the ratio is given here. So this will be m1 and this will be 2 will be m2. Wow. m1, m2, 1:2. So we have to find this P, right? The ratio is given here. So this question is already been asked in the year 2020. So what we need to do? Just draw the situation. So A is 2, -2, and the coordinate of B is -7, -4. And the line joining AB is here. And there is another point P. I don't know where is it. So I'm marking here P, k, 0. K, oh, there is one more unknown value, K. And this point divides this line segment in the ratio 1:2. 1:2. So the m1 will be 1 and m2 will be 2 here. So what we can do, just assume this is xy. So to find, just assume this is x and this is y. So x coordinate is already given in the form of k. So we can write k over there. K is there. Now apply section formula. So if you are taking the ratio 1 to find x, so which x will be helpful for you? This. So 1 into -7 plus, if you are taking this ratio, so you have to take this x, 2 into 2 divided by m1 plus m2, which is equals to 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2. So this will be -7 plus 2 to 4 divided by 2 plus 1, 3. So -7 plus, this will be -3 divided by the cancelling, we are getting -1. So we are getting k as -1. Which, any other option? Yeah, this is the option. K is -1. Very simple question, very easy question. Is it clear? Is it clear, my dear lovely kids? Okay, so next question. In what ratio now? So see, the question might be asked to find the coordinate of third point which is dividing the line joining in certain ratio. The next question is question number 2. This question is also based on section formula, right? We are doing the question based on section formula right now. Okay. So the question is, in what ratio is the line segment joining the points this and this divided by x-axis? Guys, I have already told you the concept. If these 2 points, the line joining of P and Q is divided by x-axis, right? So the intersection of line and x-axis means the intersection point will lie on x-axis. So if the point of intersection will lie on x-axis, means the y-coordinate will be 0. This indicates that if the line joining of these 2 points is divided by x-axis, means it indicates that the y-coordinate will be 0. It indicates that the y-coordinate will be 0. Yeah, this is clear. So how we can draw the situation? Like if this is P, coordinate is 3, minus 6, and Q point is having coordinate 5, 3. And the line joining P and Q is divided by x-axis. This is x-axis. So my dear kids, my dear lovely children, if the line joining PQ is divided by this line, means this point of intersection is lying on x-axis. And if this point of intersection is on x-axis, means y-coordinate will be 0. Yes, the y-coordinate will be 0. This is the concept, and this is the beauty of this question. If the student has grasped the point, this concept, then the rest is very easy. The rest is calculating, mathematical calculation here. The most important thing to understand, to notice is, if the line joining PQ is divided by x-axis, means it indicates that the y-coordinate will be 0. Right? So the coordinate of this point will be, x might be something because x-axis is here. So the point of this will be x, 0. We can write x, 0. And what we have to find? We have to find the ratio. Means we want to find m1 ratio m2. We have to find this value. Right? So I'm drawing this situation here, this side. So look at the situation again. So for clear view, I'm drawing the situation. P is here, 3, minus 6. Right, my dear lovely kids? And what is the coordinate of this point? This is x, 0. And this is Q here. The extreme point is Q and P. And the line joining this P and Q is here. And this point here, this point is x, 0. And let's say this point P, which is intersection of x-axis and line PQ, is dividing this line in ratio m1 ratio m2. Let's say, assume m1 ratio m2. Now, the important thing is to be noticed here, in this coordinate x, 0, y is known to you. We know the value of y. So, the value which is known to you, the value which you know, right, in this coordinate y is known to you, x is unknown. So, if y is known to you, please apply the section formula on that y coordinate, right? So, applying section formula on y coordinate, what will be getting here? What will be getting here? We know y is equals to, what is the section formula? m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. This is the section formula. Hope we have memorized this formula, right? So y is 0 here, so we can put 0. m1 is m1, and we have to multiply m1 from this far friend. So m1 into 3 plus m2 is nothing, m2 is m2. We have to find m2, and y1 is minus 6 here, minus 6, right? Divided by m1 plus m2. Okay. On shifting denominator here this side, m1 plus m2 will be multiplied with 0, and the result will be 0, right? So only left family will be 3m1 minus 6 m2 equals to 0. So we can shift 3m1 equals to minus 6 m2 will be positive 6 m2. We can cancel 3 to just 6. So we are getting m1 equals to 2 m2, right? So this equation indicates that if m1 is equals to 2m2, so can we shift m2 here this side? So this indicates that m1 divided by m2, 2 is multiplied with m2. So if 2 is multiplied with m2, so we have to put 2 here, so that the cross multiplication will be 2m2, right? So to make this function possible, I am writing this ratio, m1 plus m2 divided by 2 ratio 1. So m1 ratio m2 is 2 ratio 1. This is the answer. This is the beauty of this question. I hope you have get the point. But look at the question, the language, the concept, everything is same. This question is been asked in the year 2024, most recent question, and this question is given in your competency book. So look at the question. So find the ratio. So I don't know ratio. So we can take ratio as m1 ratio m2. We have to find this, in which the y-axis divides. Do you know y-axis divides? So what will be 0? If y-axis dividing, what will be 0? X coordinate will be 0. If y is dividing, x coordinate will be 0. Yes, keep it in mind, x coordinate will be 0. Divide the line segment joining the point this. So let's draw the situation. So I don't know the name of these points, so we can call A. A is 5, comma minus 6, and call this point as B, minus 1, comma minus 4. And this point is joining this, and this line joining AB is divided by y-axis. So my dear lovely kids, if this line is y-axis, this is AB, and this is dividing here. So means I am taking this pen, the pointer of this pen here on this y-axis. So if you are standing on y-axis, which will be 0? X will be 0. So the coordinate of this intersection will be 0, comma y will be something. There will be some value of y. So we can take y as it is y. But the x will be 0. And what we have to find here? The ratio. So assume the ratio is m1, m2. So the coordinate which is known to you, apply section formula on that. So x is given to you, x will be not given to you. By concept, the student whose concept is clear, if y is divided, x coordinate will be 0, then only those students can solve this question. Otherwise, this question is a bit challenging. You will not be able to solve the question. So go through, just please listen what I am saying, what I am giving you the concept here. This session, this video is not only to just look at the solution, how the sir is solving the question, how our Murtaza sir is solving the question. The main important thing is you are getting the concept or not, my dear lovely kids. So the matter is just to know these things. Y coordinate dividing the point, so x coordinate will be 0. So apply section formula on x axis. So applying section formula, so x is equals to m1 x2. This is the formula. I am writing formula first. m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. So x is 0 here, so we can put x 0. Now take m1. So for m1, this x has to be taken. m1 into minus 1. Plus I am taking this m2. So for this m2, this 5 will be taken. m2 into 5. m2 into, wow, very designing 5 I am doing. I am writing here. So 5 divided by m1 plus m2. Bring this m1 plus m2 this side, this will be 0. So what will be the remain? m1 into minus m1, and this plus 5m2 will be 0. We can write this 5m2 equals to m1. What we have to find? m1 divided by m2. Just write down it first. Please write down m1 upon m2. Now look, m2 is multiplied with 5 and m2 is here. So how we can create a situation so that 5 can be multiplied with m2? We have to write here 5. Then only cross multiplication will be 5 m2, right? 5. So the m1, so the ratio is 5:1. Answer. This is the answer. m1 plus m1 ratio m2. I hope you have understood this solution. Was it difficult question, my dear lovely kids? Was it challenging? No, 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 no. There is nothing challenging for my kids, for all Deeksha Vedantu student. I am assuring, you all can get the concept. Right? So let's move to the next question. Okay, so the topic is centroid of the triangle. So in this slide, you can see just only the heading. I'm not writing anything because I was planning to teach you this topic. Very easy topic, centroid of the circle. So what does it mean by centroid first? So do you know the definition? Do you know the concept of centroid? Look, the point of intersection, the point of intersection, the point of intersection of all the medians. How many medians are there in a triangle? Obviously 3, because vertices are 3. So the point of intersection of all the medians in any triangle is called its centroid. I hope now it is clear to you all. The point of intersection of all the medians in any triangle is called its centroid, right? So there is a triangle. Let's say there is a, but in this chapter we are talking about coordinate geometry, means Cartesian plane. So we have to draw the triangle on Cartesian plane. So there will be 3 coordinates, there will be 3 vertices, so there will be 3 coordinates, and all the coordinates having x and y points, right? So let's assume this is A vertex and coordinate of A is x1, y1. And I'm calling it, this is YB, and this is x2, y2. And I'm calling third vertices as 3C, so this will be x3, y3. You know median? Median, the line which divides the triangle into 2 equal parts, right? And the median always, look, this is the median here. At the middle point to the opposite side, this will be another median, and this will be another median. So the point at which all these 3 medians intersects, this point, this is called median here. This is called median, right? And in coordinate geometry, we can directly find the median. If you know the coordinates of vertices, so you can directly find the coordinates of centroid, right? So the coordinate of centroid, will be this. X is calculated as x1 plus x2 plus x3 and divided by 3, means the average of these 3x, the average of these 3. So this will give you the x coordinate of centroid, and similarly the average of y coordinate of vertices will give you the y coordinate of the centroid. This is the formula. I hope you have understood. Let's do a question. There is a triangle, okay, A 2, 3, B -1, -4, and C is 5, 2. What will be the centroid? What will be the coordinate of centroid? So in these 3 vertices, you can call any one x1, y1, x2, y2. Either you can call this x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, or you can call this x1, y1, x2, y2, because the result will remain same until and unless we have to add up these 3 coordinates. So the result will be same. So the x coordinate will be, add these 3, 2 plus -1 plus 5, the summation of all x divided by 3. So what will be the value? 2 minus 2, this 5 plus 2, 7, minus 1 is 6 divided by 3, and we are getting 2 here. Similarly, y will be summation of these y, 3 plus -4 plus 2 divided by 3. So what we are getting here? 3 plus 2, 5, 5 minus 4, that will be 1. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 minus 4, that will be 1 divided by 3. So the centroid is 2 comma 1 by 3 answer. This is the way by which we can find the centroid of any triangle. Now, bisection, trisection and midpoint formula. At some extent, both are same, midpoint formula and bisection. Let me tell you what does it mean by these three terms. So let's talk about bisection first. First bisection, bisection. Bisection, what does it mean by bisection? When any line joining 2 points is divided in 2 equal parts by any third point. Like there are 2 points, A and B, and one point P is coming here this way. And the P point is dividing this line segment joining AB in 2 equal parts. This situation is called bisection, 2 equal parts. And midpoint do the same. Midpoint, if there is a midpoint of any line segment, so it implies that midpoint, if there is midpoint, so midpoint also divides the line segment into 2 equal parts. So at some extent, bisection and midpoint formula both remain same. Okay, so let's do the bisection first. So if there is 2 points A and A is having coordinate x1, y1, and there is another point B, and the coordinate of B is y2, x2, y2, right? And these points are joining in the form of a line segment AB, and there is another point P which bisects the line segment. Bisects means 2 equal parts. This AP is equals to PB, means M1 will be 1 and M2 will be 1. 1:1. Then only we can say P is bisecting AB, right? So what will be the coordinate of X? X can be calculated as M1, 1 into X2, 1 into X2 plus M2, 1 into X1 divided by M1 plus M2, right? Divided by M1 plus M2. So M1 X2 into 1 X2 and X1 into 1 X1. And to make the format a bit attractive and a bit easy, how easily we can learn this formula. So instead of writing X2 first, we can write X1. So X1 plus X2. And here look, M1 plus M2. M1 is 1, M2 is 1, because we are talking about bisection. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So this is the formula. The average of these 2 points. If bisection term is there, how we can find directly the value? The average of x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Similarly, y will be 1 into y2 plus 1 into y1 divided by this. What will be the result? y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Look at the result. So this is the formula. If the bisection term is appearing in the question, so instead of applying section formula in detail form, you can directly find out the average value of the given coordinates which is joining the line, right? Hope you have understood. Now I'm just lifting this term trisection, we will talk about later, because these two terms are a bit similar to each other. So I'm coming on midpoint formula directly. Third, this is first, second and third. I'm calling it third. This is midpoint formula. My dear lovely kids, midpoint formula. Midpoint formula is nothing special, same. There is a line joining 2 points, there is coordinate P which is at the midpoint. And which is at the midpoint indicates that the ratio is 1:1, M1 will be 1, M2 will be 1. So again the situation will be remain same. So the X will be, so X will be directly I'm writing X1 plus X2 divided by 2, and Y will be Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. This is the midpoint formula. I hope you have understood. Please write down the formula in your copy and let's move to the trisection. I hope you have understood. Let's move to the trisection. So I'm erasing it. Now my lovely kids, trisection. Trisection, tri indicates three and section matlab means parts. So when a line segment joining 2 points is divided into 3 equal parts, in 3, and if a line segment is divided into 3 equal parts, then how many points will be on the line which is dividing 2 extreme points into 2 equal parts? There will be 2 coordinates, right? Let's see the situation. Let's A point is x1 comma y1, right? And the B coordinate is x2 comma y2. Okay, and the line segment joining A and B is here, and this line segment is trisected. This line segment is getting trisection, means 3 equal parts. So one will be here and one will be here. Assume it. One will be here. So how many coordinates will be there on the line segment? Excepting the extreme coordinates, there will be 2 coordinates. There will be 2 points which are dividing the line segment AB in 3 equal parts. So let's call it P and let's call it Q. I'm not writing the coordinates of P and Q because both the coordinates will collapse, x comma y. I'm not writing. I'm giving you the concept. See, my dear lovely kids, trisection means what? 3 equal parts. My dear lovely kids, please understand. 3 equal parts means all these 3, AP, PQ, QB, all these 3 parts are equal to each other. Means I can write here 1, 1, 1. 1 ratio, 1. If bisection is there, what we write? 1:1. But here 3 equal parts, so the ratio will be 1:1:1. Now, how we can find the coordinates of PQ separately? So let me tell you a concept here. If you are finding the coordinates of point P, please ignore Q. And when you are finding the coordinates of Q, please ignore P. That will make your solution easier. Getting my point? What I'm saying to you all? If you are finding the coordinate of P applied by applying the section formula, please ignore Q. And if you are finding the coordinate of Q, please ignore P over there. Please do it. So let's find out the coordinate of P here. I'm writing, let's change the color. 4 coordinate P. Okay, 4 coordinate P. Yeah, you can write here point also. So let's assume I'm finding the coordinate of P, but I'm finding the x first. And what I've suggested to you all, if you are finding the coordinate of P in transection, so please ignore the second trisecting point. And if you are finding the Q, please ignore P. So I'm ignoring PQ here. Please assume PQ is not here. Only P is there, right? So what is the ratio? So the P is dividing the whole line AB in the ratio. This is 1 and this is 1 plus 1. This is 2, the whole 2. So for P point, the ratio will be 1:2. Please assume 1 plus 1, this will be 2. Getting my point? Yes, 4 coordinate P, M1 ratio M2 can be written as 1:2. Yes, because at the right of P, there will be 1 plus 1. This is 2 part and this is 1 part. So the ratio will be 1:2. I hope you have understood this point. Now find the x coordinate of P. So the M1 is 1 here. So 1 into this x2. x2 will be given to you, don't worry for that. Plus M2, this is M2 which is 2 here. 2 into x1. 2 into x1 divided by M1 plus M2 which is equals to 1 plus 2. So the x coordinate will be x2 into 1x2 plus 2x1 divided by 3. This is the x coordinate. And similarly, for y coordinate, the result will be, look, m1, this is m1 1 into y2. So similarly, this will be y2 plus 2y1 divided by 2 plus 1, this will be 3. I hope you have understood. I hope you have understood. Now, similarly, for point Q. Now, please comment on Q point. So, what I have instructed to you, what I have advised to you, if you are finding the coordinate of Q, what we need to do? Please ignore P. Please ignore P. So, for point Q, if I am ignoring P, so for point Q, this is whole part, this side, left side, 1 plus 1, 2, and this is 1. So, the ratio will be 2:1. So, this will be M1 ratio M2 will be 2:1. Very important point. Is it visible to you? No, not visible. So, I am writing again here. This will be 2:1. Yes. Now, apply section formula. So, now find the coordinate of this Q point for x. What we have to do? You are taking this whole M1, 2 into x2. This will be 2 into x2 plus this is 1 into x1. 1 into x1 and divided by 2 plus 1, that will be 3. So, the x coordinate is 2x2 plus x1 divided by 3. Look at the formula. Here 2 is with x1 and here we are getting 2 is with x2. This is the beauty of coordinate geometry, right? And y is what? 2 y2 plus y1 divided by 3. Similarly, I hope you have understood the concept of trisection. Okay, so few questions. So CBSE 2025, wow. So look at the question, guys. The midpoint of the line segment joining the point, this very easy question. The midpoint here, I have just taught you midpoint formula. This is midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So what we need to do here? Let's find out the midpoint of these 2 points. What are the points? P is minus 4, 5 and the Q is 4, 6, right? And these are joining to each other and we have to find this midpoint. So what will be the midpoint? The average. So minus 4 plus 4 divided by 2. This is 0 by 2 is 0. Then find y. Y will be 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6 divided by 2. This is 11 by 2. So the coordinates is 0, 11 by 2. So the x is 0. X coordinate is 0 and something is y. So if x coordinate is 0, it indicates that the coordinate will be on y-axis. B is correct option because x is 0. We are getting x is 0. So the answer is on y-axis. Very easy question. CBSE 2025. Very easy question. My dear lovely kids. Hope you are enjoying the coordinate geometry, my dear lovely kids. Just let me know. Let me know you are enjoying the coordinate geometry. Okay. Now, a very important concept, parallelogram concept. Frequently, if we will go through the previous year question or any sample paper or any competency book, you will find that the parallelogram based question is coming frequently. So let's have the concept of parallelogram. What kind of question comes in parallelogram in coordinate geometry, right? So there is a parallelogram. I want to ask you the properties of parallelogram. You know the property of parallelogram, guys? A parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal to each other and opposite angles are equal to each other and the sum of adjacent angle is equals to 180 degree and the point of intersection of the diagonals are same, right? So this is A, B, C and D. Okay. So in parallelogram you all know, AD will be equal to BC, AB will be equals to DC. Opposite sides, this is equals to this and this is equals to this. And very important concept in parallelogram is the concept on which you will see the question and I'll be solving the question in front of you. So very important concept is the coordinate of diagonal. This is the concept on which. So now very important parallelogram concept. Okay, so let's do parallelogram concept. So as you can see, parallelogram is here. So parallelogram is a geometrical shape, right? So in geometry parallelogram comes, but here we are talking about coordinate geometry. So what we are going to do with parallelogram here? So basically in coordinate geometry, look what kind of question comes in parallelogram. I'm just giving to you. Let's say this is a parallelogram and these are the vertices A, B, C and D. What the question might be asked in parallelogram, you have to given these coordinates like x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4, right? And in these four coordinates, three coordinates are given to you and any fourth coordinate is unknown to you. You have to find the unknown value. But the point of intersection of diagonals will be given to you. Yeah, this point will be given to you. Like I'm calling this x2, y2 and this is x3, y3 and I don't know this point. And this point is given to you. Let's say x1, y1, x, y. So this is very challenging question. Yeah, this is very logical. So we have to find the coordinate of D point, D vertex. So what we can do here, there are few concepts. Let me tell you. So first I'm asking you all, what is the geometrical property of parallelogram? So in parallelogram, you all know properties. First property, the opposite sides are equal to each other, means this AB will be equals to CD, right? And this AD will be equals to BC. AD will be equal to BC. Second property, opposite angles are equal to each other, these angles, right? But we don't require here in this coordinate geometry. And third property, the sum of adjacent angle are equal to 180 degree, sum of this and this or sum of this and this equal to, but we don't require this property here in coordinate geometry. We might require this property in future to solve the question based on coordinate geometry in parallelogram. And second property that I am going to give you is very powerful. Very powerful. The property is, if this diagonal AC and CD is intersecting at this point, so means it implies that this point is on this diagonal and this point is on the diagonal, means this point is the midpoint of BD and this point is midpoint of AC as well. So the property of the midpoint of diagonals BC, the midpoint of diagonal BD and the midpoint of diagonal AC, both are same. This concept is important. Now I'll do few questions here. Look at the question, parallelogram. Look at the question, parallelogram. These are all questions based on this concept that I'm teaching you here right away. So the property is midpoint of diagonal AC equal to what, my dear lovely kids? Midpoint of diagonal what? BD. Very important. I'm boxing it. Very important. the midpoint of diagonals are equal to each other. This property will work. This property. Yes, obviously. If this diagonal is intersecting with this diagonal, means this is center of both. This point P is the center of BD as well as AC, right? So this is the powerful point that you should know. Okay, so the next question is, if the points A, B, C, D are the vertices of a parallelogram ABCD, then find the values of P and Q. So my dear lovely kids, there are 4 points given, and the 4 points are the vertices of a parallelogram, right? These are the vertices A, B, C and D, and you have to find the 2 unknown values, P and Q. Here in B point, P is the coordinate, X coordinate is P, and here in D point, Q coordinate is Y, on the place of Y. So we have to find the value of P and Q here in parallelogram. So I have already told you the concept of parallelogram regarding coordinate geometry point of view, coordinate geometry. So what is the important concept of parallelogram regarding coordinate geometry is the midpoint of first diagonal of parallelogram will always be equal to the midpoint of diagonal of second diagonal of parallelogram. Means the midpoint of first diagonal is always equal to the midpoint of second diagonal. That is the concept. Please keep it in mind. So what we have to do, just draw the situation first here. So the situation will be like this. There is a parallelogram. Okay, my dear lovely kids. So this is A, the coordinate is 6, 1. This is B, and the coordinate is P, 2. This is C, my dear lovely kids, and the coordinate is 9, 4. And this is D, and the coordinate is 7, Q. Okay, and we have to find this and this. Very easy question. So what we can apply here? Just apply the concept, that important concept. This is the first diagonal, and this is the second diagonal, and this is the midpoint of both the diagonals. So by geometry, the midpoint will be similar, the midpoint will be equal of AC as well as BD. Yes, so what we can apply here? We can apply mid point of the diagonal AC. Okay, AC, this is AC. Okay, so we can write first BD, because in BD P and Q both unknown are present in BD. So instead of writing AC first, we can write, because the left side will be unknown. Okay, so this is BD will be equal to the midpoint of the diagonal, which diagonal, my dear lovely kids? AC. Yes, the midpoint will be equal to each other. So now apply the midpoint formula on BD. So this will be P plus D for this X. To calculate the X, P plus 7 divided by 2. This will be X, comma, for Y, 2 plus Q divided by 2. And this will be similar to the midpoint of this. It has to be similar, because this midpoint, these midpoints have to be similar to this right side, because this is the midpoint of AC and this is the midpoint of BD. And by geometry, both the midpoints should be similar to each other, right? So we can apply now midpoint formula on AC, 6 plus 9 divided by 2, and for Y, 1 plus 4 divided by 2. Now equate, this is X and this is X. So P plus 7 divided by 2 will be, has to be equal to 6 plus 9. This is 6 plus 9, my dear lovely kids, 15 by 2. Right, 2 is cancelling 2. So we are getting P as 8 here. Okay, now equate Y from this Y to find the value of Q here. So 2 plus Q divided by 2 has to be equal to this, cancelling. So what we are getting here, 2 plus Q is equals to 4 plus 1, 5. So we are getting Q as 3 here. This is the solution. P is 8 and Q is 3. And what the question was asking? The question was asking to find the values of P and Q. So this is the solution. Next question. So especially this question, just look at the question, my dear lovely kids. This question is from your simple question paper. Again, I have already solved one more question from simple paper 2025 and 2026. This year's simple paper, and that has been launched by CBSE, right? So I have already solved a question in the previous slide, and this is another question. So this is basically, one situation is there, demonstration based. So one situation is given to you here, and we have to answer few questions based on this diagram and the situation, right? So let's do the question here. There's nothing challenging. Just listen. Just go through the situation, read the condition, and see the diagram carefully, and mark the coordinates, and you will be solved the question. The rest work is coordinate geometry. The rest work is mathematics. You have to focus on diagram, and you have to go through the language first. So look, a group of class 10th students goes to picnic during winter holidays. Oh, you are becoming happier in the name of picnic, huh? Picnic during winter holidays. The position of three friends, Aman, Kirti and Chahat are, Aman is very dangerous. One Aman was in my college, even in my school days, was very, naughty, and he was very, just, I remember. So I don't know where Aman is right now, what he is doing, but he was good in study as well. One Aman was in my school. So Aman is everywhere. You can find Aman name. You might some Aman in the students group. So the position of three friends, Aman, Kirti and Chahat, are shown by 3 points P, Q and R. Okay, so here at point P, Aman is there. At point Q, Kirti is there. And at point R, Chahat is there. Okay, so there are x-axis. This is x-axis, my dear, and this is y-axis. So if this is x-axis and this is y-axis, let me use red color of pen. Okay, so if this is x and this is y, so the coordinate of P of x will be 2, 5, and the coordinate of what design I'm using to write 5. Very strange. 2, 5, and the coordinate of Q will be, this is 4 and this is 4. So the coordinate will be 4, 4, right? And the see, whenever you are writing any coordinate under bracket, so make sure to write the x coordinate first, right? So that is the same I'm doing here. So coordinate R, x is 8 and y is 3. So the coordinate will be 8, 3. So we get coordinate. Just write down it here. P coordinate is 2, 5, right? And Q coordinate is what? 4, 4. X is 4 and y is also 4. And this is 8, 3. And what we have to do in first question? Find the distance between P and R. No issues. So distance PR. I am writing PR. So apply distance formula. So I am writing P first, then R. So what we have to do? R 8 minus, we are taking P. So 8 minus 2 square plus R 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5 whole square. So this will be 8 minus 2, that will be 6 square. And this will be 36. 3 minus 5, that is minus 2. And the square of minus 2 equals to positive 4. So we are getting under root 40. Under root 40. And what will be under root 40? My dear lovely kids, can we write here 2 root 10? Because 10 cannot be split more. The factor of 10 is 2 cross 5. So that will be 5. Okay. 2 root 10 units. So we can mention here in units. Okay. Now, second question. Is Q the midpoint of PR? Justify by finding midpoint of PR. Very good. So we have to find is Q is the midpoint of PR. So check whether This is first question. Second question. Midpoint of what? Of which line segment? PR. So find out the midpoint of PR. How we can find the midpoint of any line segment? PR. So the midpoint, let's call it X. So X will be midpoint 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 divided by 2. So this will be 10 divided by 2 and we are getting here 5. But here X coordinate of Q is 4. So X is not matching. So we can conclude Q is not midpoint of PR. Let's solve Y as well. Y will be 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 divided by 2. 5 plus 3 divided by 2. This is 8 divided by 2 and we are getting 4 here. So the midpoint of PR is 5,4, which is not equal to the coordinate of Q. The midpoint of PR is 5,4, which is not equal to the coordinate of Q. Not equal to. So Q is the mid. No. Justify by finding. Third question is here. Okay. Third. Find the point on x-axis which is equidistant from P and Q. Wow. And this question number third, carry 2 marks. Guys, the first part of this question, the first question carry 1 marks. Second question is also 1 mark. And the third question carry 2 marks. So the overall mark is 4. But there is one more option is here. In third question, you have 2 options. Either you can solve this question or you can solve this question. You have choice. You can proceed, you can solve this question or you can solve this question. Right. So what the second question AB is, let S be a point which divides the lines joining PQ in the ratio 2:3. Find the coordinate. Very easy. Both are very easy. But I'm going to proceed this because I've already solved this first and second question based on distance formula, and this question is based on I think section formula. So to make the solution different, I'm solving B part of third question. So let S be a point in, okay, so PQ. So PQ is here. This is PQ. Guys, PQ. The question is saying PQ. Make sure. So PQ, P coordinate is 2, 5 and Q coordinate is 4, 4. Right. And the question is saying let S be a point. Let S be a point which divide the line segment PQ in the ratio 2:3. Let S be the point here. I don't know the coordinate, so I'm calling it x, y. But this is dividing the line segment PQ in 2:3 as per the question. 2:3. So we have to find the value of x. But section formula, you can directly apply section formula. My bacha party, you can directly apply section formula. You have section formula, very powerful formula. So how we can solve this question? Look. So section formula for x, this will be m1 and this will be m2. So m1 x2. So 2 into 4 plus m2, which is 3 into 2. 3 into 2 divided by m1 plus m2, 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3. I hope you have understood the formula. If you are taking the ratio m1, you have to take far value. Right? I hope you can get the point here. Okay. So this. Now solve this. So x will be 2 into 4, that will be 8, plus 3 into 2, that will be 6, and divided by 5. So this is 14 divided by 5. Similarly, y coordinate will be m1. If you are taking this ratio, you have to take far value. m1 this, y2, 2 into 4 plus 3 into 5, m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2, 2 plus 3. So y will be 4 to 8 plus 5 3 15 divided by 5. So y will be 23 divided by 5. So let S be, the coordinate of S will be, the coordinate of S will be x comma y will be what? What? X is 14 by 5, 14 by 5 comma 23 by 5. I hope you have understood. This is the solution. So I hope this session, this lecture was may helpful for you, and may you have got the concept, clarity of coordinate geometry. My dear lovely kids, if you still having any kind of problem, any difficulty in coordinate geometry, please let me know in comment section, and I'll be giving you complete solution. I'll be giving you the resolution of those difficulty and problem that you will be facing while doing the question. So my dear lovely kids, thank you so much for watching the video. And one last request, not request, just suggestion to you, to make your calculation stronger, smoother and clear, and to make your calculation very accurate, please try to do a number of questions, more and more questions. If you are only dreaming to get good marks in your exam, but you're not trying, you're not putting your effort, so no one can do anything for you. If you are dreaming to get good marks, then you have to put your effort right away today. And you have very, less time. You don't have so much of time. You have only 2 to 3 months to study, because after 1 and 2 months your pre-board examination will be starting. So you don't have so much of time. Your pre-board is around the corner. So just please be very honest, be very focused. And I'm your Murtaza Sir here, math faculty, will be available every time for you all, my dear lovely kids. So this is your Deeksha Vedantu channel. Just go and hit the subscribe button and share with your friends, and just do the study well with complete seriousness, my dear lovely kids. You all can do wonder. So thank you for watching the video, and let's meet in next video with complete bang. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Take care.